Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Naram Namaskritya Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutirya Nashtapraisha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So, continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 13, Dhritarashtra quits home, text 45 onwards. So, the context is Yudhishthira Maharaj asked Narad Muni about the whereabouts of his two uncles and Gandhari, and Narad Muni is giving instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Text 45. Tasmad jahiyang vaiklavyam agyan kritamatmanah katham tvanan anatha kripana vartareranste cha mam vina. Therefore, give up your anxiety due to ignorance of the self. You are now thinking of how they, who are helpless, poor creatures, will exist without you. So, that Narad Muni said that it is everything happens under the control of Supreme Lord, and by His will, people come together and they get separated. So now he's saying, telling Yudhishthira Maharaj, give up your anxiety due to ignorance of the self. When we think of our kith and kin as being helpless and dependent on us, it's all due to ignorance. Every living creature is allowed all protection by the order of the Supreme Lord in terms of each one's acquired position in the world. The Lord is known as Bhut Bhrit, one who gives protection to all living beings. One should discharge his duties only, for no one but the Supreme Lord can give protection to anyone else. This is explained more clearly in the following verse. So, this does not mean that because Krishna is going to take care of everybody, so we don't do our duties. Prabhupada did say one should discharge his duties only. We have to do our duties properly. Taking care of parents or spouses or kids or whoever is dependent upon us, we have to take care of them. But understanding that I'm not the caregiver. Actually, they are being taken care of by Krishna. I'm just be an instrument in the hands of Krishna to do this service. That should be the mood. Not that if I don't do it, nothing will happen. Then we try to become the controllers. And that's where we make the mistake. We have to do our duties, and we have to do our duties very nicely. But understanding the actual protection is given by Krishna. So we do our duties both way, materially and spiritually, towards all our dependents. We have to do that. Just like in this regard, there is a story, incident of Sridhar Swami, the original commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam. So he was a young boy, young man, and he was fully devoted to Krishna, and he wanted to take sannyas, but he had a mother with him. So he wanted to take sannyas, but then he thought, oh, what will the villagers say? He ran away from his duties, he didn't take care of his mother, and he took sannyas. So he said, okay, let me wait for a while till my mother passes away. So then, meanwhile, mother asked him to get married. So Sridhar Swami got married. So after a while, mother died. Then again he thought of taking sannyas and going away. But then he thought, what the villagers will say, the young wife is at home. How can you leave home? So again he said, okay, let me wait for a while. And then after a while, he had a baby. So again, the desire was there to go away, but now the wife was there, baby was there, and could not leave. After a while, somehow, Krishna's arrangement, the wife died, and the baby was still little. And then again, he was thinking of leaving the house and going away. So while he was thinking, but then he thought, oh, baby is so small. How can I leave this little baby here like that? So while he was thinking, contemplating like that, he saw from the wall of his hut a small lizard baby fell down on the ground. And he just fell down and he was just sitting there. The lizard was sitting, and Sridhar Swami was looking at the lizard. What is he going to do? And then he saw a little insect walking by that small lizard. And the lizard just got hold of that insect and ate him. So then it occurred to Sridhar Swami. He realized that, see, this baby was supposed to be on the wall and his food was supposed to be provided on the wall. But because he fell down, Krishna still provided him the food, even though he was on the ground. So then he looked at his son. He said, if Krishna can provide for this small lizard, won't he provide for my little babe? But that this doesn't mean we give up our duties. Sridhar Swami had higher duties in mind, and Krishna had prepared him for some higher duties. So he left home, and Krishna took care of the baby, obviously. I don't know how, because Prabhupada didn't say this story afterwards, what happened to the baby. But the point is, Krishna does take care of everybody. He is Bhut Bhrit. In fact, more recently, there was a very exalted disciple of Prabhupada, His Holiness Srila Gaur Govinda Swami. He was from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. So before meeting Prabhupada, he was a school teacher, and then he was always looking for a guru. He was very spiritually advanced. Even at the age of 7 or 8, he had memorized whole Bhagavad Gita, and he used to give lectures on Bhagavad Gita. And somehow he met Prabhupada in Vrindavan. Gaur Govind Maharaj was looking for a guru, and traveling, he came to Vrindavan and he met Prabhupada. And when he paid obeisances to Prabhupada, Prabhupada asked him, have you accepted a guru? Gaur Govind Maharaj said, no. Prabhupada said, I'll give you initiation. Prabhupada had accepted him as disciple right away. So Gaur Govind Maharaj was very happy, and he got sannyas like in no time. Maybe the same initiation, he got sannyas also. So after sannyas means then you have no connection with your previous ashram, like household people, your wife, your kids. You have no connection whatsoever with them. And Gaur Govind Maharaj, before taking sannyas, he was a teacher in a school, in a government school. So after he took sannyas, he never went back home, and he used to travel and preach the message of Krishna consciousness. So one day he was preaching either in his village or a village next to his village, and his neighbors, old neighbors, came to see Maharaj. And they told Gaur Govind Maharaj that, Maharaj, your wife and your daughter, they're living in very poor condition. So only thing they are asking you to do is not to come back home, because you're sannyasi, you cannot come back home. Only thing they're asking you to do is sign some papers so they can get pension from your job when you were working as a school teacher. And they will live off of that pension money easily. So please sign the papers. Gaur Govind Maharaj told, no, a sannyasi means he should be fully surrendered to God, fully dependent upon God. So Krishna will take care of them. I will not sign these papers. So it sounds very fanatic and very uh, strong statement, but he didn't sign the papers. After a while, when he was still going around and preaching, a man in the congregation got up and he asked Maharaj's disciples and Maharaj's associates that who is this Maharaj? Where is he from? He is from Odisha. Where is his family? What village is from? So he inquired about everything about Maharaj and Maharaj's family. And then he went and met Maharaj's wife from previous ashram, daughter, and he was a young man, and he proposed to marry Maharaj's daughter. And finally, he got married to her, and he happened to be a very rich man. He married Maharaj's daughter, and he took care of the family. So the point is, Krishna will take care of everybody. Krishna does take care of everybody. Depending upon our, like Prabhupada right now, in terms of each one's acquired position in the world, depending upon our karmas or our surrender unto Krishna, Krishna will take care of everybody. It's just we get anxious and we think without us nothing will happen. If I'm not there, who will take care of these people? Krishna will. But obviously, that doesn't mean we give up our duties. Our duties are there. We have to perform our duties properly. So it's a mixture of both. We have to look into. But like for a sannyasi, it's a higher duty to go out and preach, and Krishna does take care of the people he leaves behind, the family members. But it's not like we leave the house and okay, thinking wife is a burden or children are also burden for me. I'm not going to live at home, not take care of the duty. Oh, Krishna will take care of it anyway, and then we go out and we get married to some other girl and do all sorts of nonsense. That is not what it is meant here. So Maharaj Yudhishthira was also right when he was thinking who will take care of his uncle and aunt because they both were blind. So from that perspective, he was thinking correctly. But Narad Muni told him from a higher perspective, Krishna will take care. And they are moreover, like later on he will say, they are gone to perform sacrifice, austerities. So don't worry, Krishna will take care of them. Text 46. Kal karma gunadhino deho ayam pancha bhautika kathamanyanstu gopayet sarpagrasto yatha param. This gross material body, made of five elements, is already under the control of eternal time, kal, action, karma, and the modes of material nature, guna. How then can it, being already in the jaws of the serpent, protect others? So our bodies are already under the control of kal, karma, and guna. Narad Muni say, how can you, who is already in the jaws of serpent of death, can take care of somebody else? Again, that doesn't mean we don't do our duties. We have to do our duties. The world's movements for freedom through political, economic, social, and cultural propaganda can do no benefit to anyone, for they are controlled by superior power. A conditioned living being is under the full control of material nature, represented by eternal time and activities under the dictation of different modes of nature. So, a conditioned living being is under the full control of material nature, represented by eternal time, kal, and activities, karma, under the dictation of three modes of material nature, guna. So, who got out? Okay. There are three material modes of nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. Unless one is situated in the mode of goodness, one cannot see things as they are. The passionate and the ignorant cannot even see things as they are. Therefore, a person who is passionate and ignorant cannot direct his activities on the right path. But the problem is most of the population in this day and age are in mode of ignorance or passion. So they cannot see things. So that's why there is so much of so many movements for freedom, political freedom, economic freedom, social freedom, cultural freedom, um, gender freedom, this freedom, that freedom, religious freedom. Everything is there. Everybody wants to be free because the soul's nature to be free. But we have to understand we cannot be free as long as we are in the material world. So if we want to be free, go back to the spiritual world. Only the man in the quality of goodness can help to a certain extent. Most persons are passionate and ignorant, and therefore their plans and projects can hardly do any good to others. Above the modes of nature is eternal time, which is called Kal, because it changes the shape of everything in the material world. Even if we are able to do something temporarily beneficial, time will see that the good project is frustrated in course of time. The only thing possible to be done is to get rid of eternal time Kala, which is compared to Kal Sarpa or the cobra snake whose bite is always lethal. No one can be saved from the bite of a cobra. The best remedy of getting out of the clutches of the cobra like Kal or its integrity, the modes of nature is Bhakti Yoga, as it is recommended in Bhagavad Gita. So one who is performing Bhakti Yoga, then he can get away from the serpent, from the jaws of the serpent Kal. Otherwise, he cannot. But that Bhakti Yoga, when one is performing Bhakti Yoga, that performance has to be very sincere. It has to be determined. It has to be with utmost attention. We have to do. So that will be real Bhakti Yoga. Right now we do Karma Mishrit Bhakti or some mixture is there. We don't even do pure Bhakti. The highest perfectional project of philanthropic activities is to engage everyone in the act of preaching Bhakti Yoga all over the world because that alone can save the people from the control of Maya or the material nature represented by Kal, Karma, and Guna. So, so yes, by preaching the message of Bhakti Yoga, by engaging people in the process of Bhakti Yoga, one can help them properly. but but one has for us to preach properly, we have to perform our bhakti properly. Text 47, very important verse. Ahastani sahastanam apadani chatushpadam falguni tatra mahatam jivo jivasya jivanam. Those who are devoid of hands are prey for those who have hands. Those devoid of legs are prey for the four-legged. The weak are the subsistence of the strong, and the general rule holds that one living being is food for another. A systematic law of subsistence in the struggle for existence is there by the supreme will, and there is no escape for anyone by any amount of planning. The living who have come to the material world against the will of the supreme being are under the control of a superior power called Maya Shakti, the deputed agent of the Lord. And this Devi Maya is meant to pinch the conditioned souls by threefold miseries, one of which is explained here in this verse. The weak are the subsistence of the strong. So no one is strong enough to protect himself from the onslaught of his stronger, and by the will of the Lord, there are systematic categories of the weak, the stronger, and the strongest. There is nothing to be lamented if a tiger eats a weaker animal, including a man, because that is the law of the Supreme Lord. So there is nothing to lament. But although the law states that a human being must subsist on another living being, there is a law of good sense also, for the human being is meant to obey the laws of the scriptures. This is impossible for other animals. The human being is meant for self realization, and for that purpose, he is not to eat anything which is not first offered to the Lord. The Lord accepts from his devotees all kinds of food preparations made of vegetables, fruits, leaves, and grains. Fruits, leaves, and milk in different varieties can be offered to the Lord. And after the Lord accepts the foodstuff, the devotee can partake of the prasad, by which all suffering in the struggle for existence will be gradually mitigated. So here in the verse it is said, um, those who are devoid of hands are prey for those who have hands. Means just like we have hands, human beings have hands. So we can eat only those who have no hands. Means plants, animals, and birds, they have hands. Those devoid of legs are prey for the four legged. So, four legged animals can eat the, the like birds or or the fruit plants. The weak are the subsistence of the strong, and the general rule holds that one living being is food for another. But at least except human beings, nobody transgresses the rules of laws of nature. Human beings, because we have higher intelligence, and we're supposed to have more developed intelligence, but we use that intelligence to figure out how to break the laws of nature. So our body is not meant to eat animal flesh because it's not designed for that. But since we have higher intelligence, so we can figure out how to eat the animal flesh or the bird's flesh and still digest it. But if we break the laws of nature, definitely we'll get punished. So the bodies of those who eat meat, actually it becomes very unhealthy. It might look very strong from outside, but inside it's all messed up. That's why if we look at all these different flus that happen these days, it's either swine flu coming from pigs, bird flu coming from chicken. Then we had mad cow disease earlier, again coming from animal. Why? Because we are breaking the laws of nature. Have you ever heard of um, mango flu or Loki flu or Bringle flu, something like that? No, there is no such thing because it's not breaking the laws of nature if we eat it. So just because they are weak, the animals and the birds, compared to human beings, or actually they are strong, but because we adopt so many artificial means, they become weak. Doesn't mean we are supposed to eat them. We are supposed to protect them. We are supposed to take care of them. And for us to subsist on something, Krishna has given plants. So plenty of plants are there, vegetables are there, fruits are there. And so, what Narad Muni is trying to say, so no one should be very anxious for his subsistence in any circumstance, because there are living beings everywhere, and no living being starves for want of food at any place. Maharaj Yudhishthir is advised by Narad Muni not to worry about his uncle's suffering for want of food, for they could live on vegetables available in the jungle as prasad of the Supreme Lord, and thus realize the path of salvation. So it's not a problem for Krishna to take care, to feed uh, everybody, and more so for the devotees, so, and more so people who have gone for austerities to perform austerities. Krishna can take care of everybody and does take care of everybody. Exploitation of the weaker living being by the stronger is a natural law of existence. There is always an attempt to devour the weak in different kingdoms of living beings. There is no possibility of checking this tendency by any artificial means under material conditions. It can be checked only by awakening the spiritual sense of the human being, by practice of spiritual regulations. The spiritual regulative principles, however, do not allow a man to slaughter weaker animals on one side and teach others peaceful coexistence. If man does not allow the animals peaceful coexistence, how can he expect peaceful coexistence in human society? And because we don't follow these laws and we break these laws, we really flaunt these laws, then what happens? Nature has to strike back. And nature does strike back. And when nature strikes back, she creates havoc. Just like there was an earthquake in Nepal a few years back. What was the cause of this? And people say because they used to hold this um, bull slaughter festival, and they had slaughtered so many bulls over the so many years. Nature had to strike back. Tsunami comes when people are eating so many fishes. Wholesale, they're killing fishes. Well, you eat fish, and then now fishes will come and eat you. Tsunami is there, so the waves are there, and they bring you back to this ocean, and so fishes eat you. So this the nature will take care of everything if we do so much of wholesale killing and slaughter of animals. And Prabhupada did say the cause of war. What is the cause of war between different countries? It is the wholesale slaughter of animals. So when we slaughter animals at such an extent, so war will happen and we will get slaughtered by the other army. And once they are also used to killing meat, killing animals to eat meat, they will get slaughtered some other time. So this cycle will go on. So because we don't follow the laws of religion, laws of God, and if we follow, nature will cooperate to the utmost extent. Nature will cooperate with the human beings. So I'll stop here. See anybody has any question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you so
Mata.
much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class that you took, Prabhuji. Very nice it was today. Prabhuji. Thank you so much. I have no
Thank you.
questions, but I just wanted to tell you very deep and very, everything that you were saying was making so much of sense. I mean, thank you so much. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in this
Krishna.
verse 47, Hare Krishna
Mhm.
Prabhuji. And then with Pranam Prabhuji, in this verse 47 purport, it's mentioned even those who are accustomed to eat animals can offer foodstuff not to the Lord directly, but to an agent of the Lord under certain condition of religious rites. What does it mean, Prabhuji? Can you throw some more light for us, please?
See, Vedas do give permission for human beings to eat meat, but not for Brahmins, Vaishyas, and Kshatriyas. For Shudras and less than Shudras, they can eat meat. But there's a conditions like they have to kill the animal themselves, offer it to Kali only on one day, that is a new moon day, Amavasya, and then you can eat. But there's so many conditions along with it. So idea is because not everybody is going to come to the mode of goodness right away. So let them make progress gradually. Kali is actually a devotee of Krishna. She does not accept the offerings of flesh, but it's an injunction in Vedas for for the so-called people, to offer it to Kali. And Kali, what she does, she lets her associates, who are ghosts and goblins, let them eat meat. So and let these people get this bhut prasad. But the Vedas are there for gradual upliftment of everybody. But those who are not in that category, those who are ready to make sacrifice, ready to make advancement faster, for them it's not the right injunction. But no,
Thank you.
people don't follow this injunction properly. Also, they go to the market and buy meat and eat. That's it. Just like today is whatever Eid, right? And there will be
Yep.
a wholesale slaughter of animals. But this is not what Hazrat Muhammad had instructed them, even Muslims. To halal, to make bakra halal, the injunction was to tie up a bakra, tie up a goat on ground, and place maybe like, I don't know how much, 20 feet or 30 feet of burning coal on the ground around that goat. And the one who wants to kill that goat, he should walk bare feet on that burning coal with the knife in his hand, and he should put that knife on that goat's throat and slit it slowly while looking into the eyes of the goat and saying an ayat or a mantra, which actually means, I am killing you this life to eat, and so that you can come back next life and kill me and eat my meat. Actually, that is the meaning of that mantra or ayat. But nobody follows that anymore. And even if after killing that animal themselves, because they have to look into the eyes of the animal, see all the fear and all the pain that the animal is going through, and they themselves will give up eating meat. But nobody does that anymore. Nobody follows the injunctions of Quran, and it's a wholesale killing of animals going on. And also, whatever animal they kill, they have to take out the meat and give, like, I don't know, 60% of it, 66% of it, they have to give it in charity and to poor people, and only they are supposed to eat only one third of it. And even that, they're not supposed to eat cow's flesh. Cow was never to be slaughtered. Only lower animals like goat or chicken or something like that. But they have forgotten all the other injunctions. They only know just kill and eat. That's it.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for enlightening.
Thank you. Sorry, on Ekadashi we are discussing meat eating, but what to do?
No, Prabhuji, thank you so much for clarifying. In fact, after reading this line, I was little disturbed while you explained the remaining part of the purport, so I thought that apt to ask you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for clarifying.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So I guess we can stop here. Oh, Archana Mataji, you have a question or comment?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I just wanted to ask this only that today we are, we have a Ekadashi and Muslims are, they have a Bakra Eid. There's so much of contradiction. So the whole universe belongs to Krishna. Then how Krishna is, differentiating these punya and pap? Love. It's like when they will die, they'll go to Narak. They have a confirmed ticket, just like Muslims, according to Hindu scriptures.
Well, because they're not exactly following Hazrat Muhammad's teachings, so they'll definitely go to heaven. If they follow his teachings properly, they will not. Because Hazrat Muhammad is a guru, and guru can protect. they have to understand Hazrat Muhammad when he gave all these teachings. It was for them when they were living in a desert. There was nothing to grow over there. Now they have so many vegetables and fruits to subsist on. They don't have to kill animals. So time, place, circumstance was there for Hazrat Muhammad to give these kind of injunctions. But the same conditions are not there anymore. So also, I mean, many places we'll see there is a law or there is a statement and there's a purpose of that statement. So we have to follow the purpose, the intention, not the statement per se. So we have to figure out why it was said so. What's the purpose behind it? But we generally stick to the statement only. And that's where we make the mistake.
Yeah,
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
absolutely right, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much.
Prabhuji,
Thank you.
there's a big
Yes.
debate in Western world on slitting the throat of animals and the other way stunning and killing the animals, and because it's not merciful to kill that way, splitting the throat. It's very painful at all. So there was a big debate is
killing
happening.
itself killing
Yeah,
killing itself is is a problem. Why? Whether
absolutely.
throat killing or killing with a bullet or bolt, it
Yeah,
itself is it's
it should be condemned, but it's not going to stop. That's
in fact in India, uh, I read it somewhere right after independence. It was law was passed by the Congress, by the Parliament, that in slaughterhouses, the animals suffer a lot because of the blades that we use, they get rusted. So we should use stainless steel blades to slaughter animals. I mean, proper in proper terms, the rascal they did not think we should not even slaughter the animals.
Yes.
They said no, we should use stainless steel blades. Crazy people. So I guess there is more necessity, more need of the hour to preach more. So make more and more people at least follow vegetarianism. So that will help.
yes, Prabhuji, absolutely.
Okay, so I guess we can stop here.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you
Thank
so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
thank
Hare
you all
Krishna.
very
Thank you,
much.
Dhanwad.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much.
Jai Shri Prabhu.
Jai Shri Ram.